Are you taking a gamble with public safety, Prime Minister?
3 months to the day since the nation was put on lockdown, and finally the Prime Minister can go decisively in the opposite direction and lift lockdown for most parts of society. From July the 4th, people can mix with friends and family indoors, go on holiday, eat out at restaurants, go to bars, galleries and cinemas, and have a haircut, all when the 2-metre rule is finally ditched.
Given the significant fall in the prevalence of the virus, we can change the 2-metre social distancing rule from the 4th of July. Where it is possible to keep 2 metres apart, people should. But where it is not, we will advise people to keep a social distance of 1 metre plus, meaning they should remain 1 metre apart while taking mitigations to reduce the risk of transmission.
The Prime Minister deliberately radiating optimism.
Today, we can say that our long national hibernation is beginning to come to an end, and life is returning to our streets and to our shops. The bustle is starting to come back, and a new but cautious optimism is palpable.
The key measures were supported by the opposition.
Overall, I welcome this statement. I believe the government is trying to do the right thing, and in that, we will support them.
But if the tone in the Commons was enthusiastic about the future, notice how in the press conference later, the scientists who have guided the nation through the last 3 months were more cautious.
The disease is growing across the world. It's coming down in the UK, but it hasn't gone away. This leaves us in some way in a limited number of options. Somehow it burns itself out and disappears. Seems extremely unlikely.
We are going to be living with this virus for a very long time.
Patrick Vallance and Chris Whitty, you've been absolutely crystal clear that the risks from coronavirus haven't gone away, and your tone is noticeably more cautious than the Prime Minister. How worried are you that the public reaction to this overall package might cause an uptick in transmission?
I've been absolutely ruthlessly even-handed in the way that I've set this out. There is progress that we are making, important changes that we're able to make to begin the opening up of the economy, but I think I could not have been clearer that we must be cautious.
On an uptick, if people don't take the mitigation seriously, if people hear a distorted version of what's being said that says this is all fine now, it's gone away, and start behaving in ways that they normally would have before this virus happened, yes, we will get an uptick, for sure. Personally, am I comfortable with it? This is a balance of risk. It's like many things in medicine. You don't go in for operation unless you absolutely have to. It's a balance of risk. And I think that this is a reasonable balance of risk. It is not risk-free. Absolutely not risk-free. Nobody thinks it is. And we may, at some point, say that particular bit of the decisions that were taken is too much of a risk with the benefit of hindsight, and we have to go back on it.
But if you journey out of London, you'll find Northern Ireland, Wales and Scotland received the same scientific advice but reached different conclusions for now.
The position here in Scotland remains the same. We are advising people to maintain 2 metres physical distancing.
We will continue to take the approach that we have done. It is deliberately cautious because our objective is to keep Wales safe, and will only change if the evidence is there.
Also changing is the daily press conference, which is now no more. Waving goodbye to an institution that guided a nervous nation through a crisis. But a welcome and brave move from a relatively new government. And they'll only be back if today's plan hasn't worked. Sam Coates, Sky News.